Hey everybody, this is going to be a talking head video. It's going to be kind of like a rant, but not like an unhinged rant. My face is not all that important to the subject matter of this video, so if you want to, minimize it and listen, that is just fine and up to you. Here's me. Sorry, I just got home from work. So, I know I mainly focus on, vintage stuff like this Pentium 2 or 3. Whatever it is, it's 500 megahertz. Oh, Pentium 3. Yeah, stuff like this, and the Windows 98 computer you can't see off screen. And, other cool stuff, but lately I've been getting a lot more into Linux, and I want to, start exploring some of that, especially, some of it I might put on camera, some of it I might not. It's mainly a, a hobby that I'm starting right now. And I'm going to be 100% forthright with you right now up front. I was watching a video last night from Jay's 2 Cents, and that kind of inspired today's video. And let's get started. At heart, I am a computer enthusiast. You know that. I wouldn't be doing YouTube videos about computers if I wasn't an enthusiast. And as much as I enjoy playing with the old stuff, I want to play with some newer stuff too. A real professional would edit that out, but I'm not going to. I want to build a computer. And by the way, this is not going to be a rant about price, because price really isn't the big factor in all this. But I want to build a new computer. I either want to replace my main editing rig, which is over there and you can't see it, or build another computer that's just going to be mainly for Linux testing. And I have a few requirements that are kind of hard to meet right now because of the current state of the computer environment right now. If you look back in the past couple years, you had, let's say it was Asus, had that motherboard where there was a resistor or a capacitor that was put on the board backwards. I want to say that was on an Intel board, and it was either, it wasn't really starting fires, but it was smoking. The average person would go, oh my god, my computer caught fire, even though it wasn't really a fire. Then you had AMD, or not AMD, NZXT or NZXT. Wow, I defaulted to saying NZXT. Weird. Sorry. Like I said, it's been a long day. And the NZXT, if you're Canadian or pretty much anywhere other than the US, they had that case that came with a riser cable that the screw that held the riser cable in went right through the ground plane on the motherboard, or not through the ground plane, through the 12-volt plane, and if you managed to scratch it just right, it would catch fire. Steve at Gamers Nexus did a video on that. If you're not subscribed to the Gamers Nexus, you really should. He deserves a lot more viewers than he gets. And he has a lot, but he deserves a lot more. Even though, I got a Linus Tech Tips thing here. I want to get a Gamers Nexus mod mat at some point, but I don't have $100 to spend on that. And we don't know each other well enough to be like, hey, can you send me one? But if you see this video, hey, you send me one. not really. I would prefer to pay for it out of pocket. And then you had to get, was it Gigabyte Gigabyte power supplies that were going boom. They were catching fire. If I'm not mistaken, they were Newegg was, I think they knew there were a problem with them, and if you were buying the 3090s, they were giving you the power supply, and you're like, I don't want the power supply, and then they're like, you got to take it or you're not getting your 3090. And then when the power supply inevitably blew up, Newegg was like, well, you also have to send back the graphics card, and a lot of people were getting screwed over by that. And one of the things about Linux that I've noticed over the past is that it plays better with AMD. So I'm like, either I'm going to build a 7800 or 7700, 7800 system to replace my main editing computer, and then take this 2700X and make that a Linux testing computer. And now the X3D chips are, again, not catching fire, but they're burning up and like melting the sockets out of the motherboards. It's part AMD's fault, part the motherboard vendors. If you look at the video that, again, Steve at Gamers Nexus put out, it's just like, I want to do something, I want to build something, but at the same time, I don't want to build something that's just going to be a complete failure. One of the things I'm looking at right now, Micro Center has a pretty good deal on, I think it's a 5600X and a motherboard. It's a package. I forget the price. I don't know if I'm going to bother putting it down here or not. But they have them in store, and they, because I feel like if I'm going to do something, I might want to do a prior generation, because at this point, it's already been proven. Intel, actually, I feel like Intel is like the least offensive right now with everything. But Intel, so Intel, sorry, I had to blow my nose. I didn't want to do that in the camera or in the microphone. But whatever I would want to build for either for Alder Lake or my editing computer, because I run Linux on my editing computer, would have to be older than Alder Lake, because Alder Lake is when they started the P cores and the E cores, and as of right now, based on what I'm reading in the community, I'm going to use the R word, Reddit. They are playing a little bit better than it was together than at launch, but it's still not great. The compatibility with the Alder Lake with the P cores and the E cores and Linux, they're working better, but it's still not where it needs to be. And that's not necessarily Intel's fault. I mean, I could build myself like a 13700 or something like that, and put Windows 11 on it, but then I'd have to use Windows, and I don't like using Windows. But yeah, it's just, and like the last few years have just been rough. I mean, you had the launch of the 30 series coincide with the boom in crypto mining. And, you know, you had, I want to say it was MSI was caught sending like pallets of their GPUs to crypto miners. And, and then the 4090 launched. I mean, well, the 40 series, they're not, I think now mid-range cars are just going to have to be $700, $800, $1,000 now. I mean, when the 30 series launched, I looked at the price of the MSRP of the 3060, and I was like, awesome! I could finally upgrade my 1050 Ti. And, well, it's the EVGA 1050 Ti FTW. And then once they started rolling out, that MSRP was basically just a joke, because they were supposed to be around $400, $500. I must say like somewhere around 400, 450. You can correct me if I'm wrong and down below in the beepity boopity thing. But, and it was a $1,200 graphics card. I'm like, well, good thing I don't really game, and the NVENC encoder on the 1050 Ti is pretty good for doing video editing. Yeah, it'd be nice if I could do it a little bit faster, but, you know, I just had to, like, just kind of go with, you know, I guess I'm just gonna keep what I have. And then they finally came down to like 400 and some bucks, and I think I picked this one up. It's a 3060, just a regular 3060, not a Ti. I picked up last April, I want to say, 460, 470 bucks, and then I ended up putting a new power supply in my system too. I think I did a video on that. It might be somewhere up here. I'm looking at the screen on the camera. I hope I put that in the right place. It's just been like a rough time for PC enthusiasts. I mean, in all reality, it's been a rough time for gaming enthusiasts, because if you look at it, the PS5, are you even able to get one right now? I mean, I know if you're Austin Evans, you can get one. I know if you're certain YouTubers, you can get them. But, I mean, are you... I haven't even been to a gaming store in a while. Like, are you able to go into GameStop and buy a PS5? I don't know. I don't see them at Walmart. I don't really see the Xbox Series S at Walmart either, because I always go through the electronics section, because like around me, they have a clearance section in the electronics, and it's usually right, and they have a clearance section in each row or each aisle. So like, you know, in gaming, and so I look down these aisles and I don't see them there. I mean, maybe that's just the Vineland, New Jersey Walmart. I don't know. It's just, like I said, just the pricing alone could be enough to depress some people. I mean, I remember looking at, like, okay, when you can get a 3060, they're $1,200, and it's like, no. That's about what I pay for, because I live in a trailer. We have the mortgage company, and we also have the trailer park themselves. You pay them separately. I mean, that's what I pay between my mortgage and the lot rent, you know. And you know, I'm not going to pay that just for a graphics card. I don't really game enough to justify that. I mean, if I feel up to it, I'll put a picture I took. But, you know, I occasionally will play Minecraft with Luke on this computer. He likes playing it in the ultra wide, and you know, it's fun to do, I guess. But excuse me. Again, a professional would edit that out, but I'm not feeling very professional today. I don't know, like, because I was watching a video from Jay's 2 cents, and, like, you know, again, it's not just pricing, but it sucks that everything is either not available. If it is available, it's unobtainably high, or, oh yeah, because the video, what they did was, the other thing they did was to keep the prices high. They had stock but they were just slowly putting them out just so that demand would look high, even though they had plenty of the chips and the board makers had plenty of people to make them. And then, I don't know, I feel like Intel's like, I'm sure they did something. I know what you did, even if I don't. It's just, you know, because, like, what I'm looking at, because, like, one of the things I was looking at building was, like, I was looking around the 8500s, like, the 8500, 9500K systems. And I was like, well, you know, I could also look at the 8700, or the 9700. And that went from, like, an $85 to $100 chip to $210 chip. I'm like, you know, if all I'm doing is just testing Linux gaming, because, like, what I'm looking at is just building something to test Linux gaming, like Minecraft and, you know, other games. I'm sure other games exist. But I want to check the compatibility, because what I'm looking at getting is you can still buy RX 580s brand new. Whatchamacallit, Micro Center has a couple brand new in stock. And getting one of them, but also getting like a used 2060 or 2070. But right now, people are still in the mentality that 2060s cost as much as a 1996 Honda Civic should probably cost. You know, actually, no. Right now, they're not too bad, because, like, there was one I was looking at on Marketplace. There was a 2060 KO, and they wanted like $224, and then it was up for like a day and a half, and it was gone. But I mean, like, I've always been the type of guy that, you know, I built my 2700 system when the 3000 series Ryzen came out. Like, I've never felt the need to have the most up to the newest and the goodest, you know, just, you know, have a nice solid system like the 2700X. I mean, honestly, right now I see no need. Like, I run it's a 2700X, 16 gigs of RAM. I might up in the RAM would probably help a little bit, but it really, like, playing games, like Minecraft loads like boom, you know, it's like there really is no need to, like, I don't feel, oh, I need to upgrade this to the 7000 series. I don't see the need. That's why, like, what I'm looking at is like that 5600. I mean, the hell, the 5600 might be better than the 2700X, but most of what I do is GPU intensive. So, you know, the 5600 would be great for gaming, but so that would make that the best candidate for me doing a gaming system. I have, because, like, the other thing I thought about is I have this here. This is a 2500K. So it's Ryzen, or not Ryzen, it's Intel Core 2nd generation. but it's in a weird OEM Dell motherboard. You can't see my face. You don't need to see my face. It's a weird Dell motherboard, and I mean, this thing was super fast on Minecraft. Even running on stock thingamabobber onboard graphics. What I have been testing the Linux stuff on is this Lenovo. It's a 4th generation i5. It's not a 4570, 45 something. I don't have my phone. But unfortunately, unless I do some ugly things to it, which I'm technically not above doing. Oh, yeah, it's actually even worse than I thought because of the, I could put a riser cable in here and, put a towel down and put the GPU on it. But, and believe me, I've thought about doing that. But this is just not a, this is a very, when I'm testing a lot of things, it's a very good running system, but the form factor is limited. The other thing I could do is, get a motherboard for this chip. This is an H81 board. I could probably get like a Z97 board, I'm sure, and it'd be, and put that in there. But I would like to do something a little bit newer than 4th gen Intel if I'm going to do motherboard testing. Is that a dead bee in there? The other thing, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it on there, I would almost have to use a riser card because this big heat funnel is right against the PCIe slot, and I don't know. I can't see with the lighting that I have whether this is wired 16x or 8x. So Jamaica barcode. Interesting. Don't mind me. Wait. By now, you guys should know that I get easily distracted. But I do want to build something that I can do a lot of testing with and get a lot of good results with. Like this thing here, like I said, I do all kind of Linux testing all day with it. And but if you guys want to know, hey, how does this particular distribution of Linux play X game, certain game, I'm limited, and I would like to grow my channel. I would like to grow. Sorry, I dropped the thumb screw when I took it off. But the other thing is, I might be putting this together for somebody. It's a Pentium dual core. That's really all this person needs. And they just want a computer to do basic computer things with. And this happens to be right here, and I wanted to take a quick glance at it. It only has VGA out. That may be limited. Okay. But tell me what you guys think. Are you looking hopeful right now of the PC market at all? And please don't get into political fights in the basement, in the comments below. I have political thoughts on this that I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep to myself. But because Lord knows politics can get ugly, and we don't need that here on this channel. I have a channel for that, but I haven't posted there in a very long time. But anyway, I really appreciate you listening to me rant, and I just, you know, things are what they are, and they suck a little bit right now, and I wish we could do better. So, thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. Stay motivated, because like, even though I feel a little bit defeated, I am still motivated. I am still going to do what I want to do. I'm thinking of doing a live stream about it. The live stream may not take place here, and may have not one but 2 special guests. Let me know if you want me to do if you would like me to do a live stream on it, because that's most likely what I'm going to do anyway. Or should I just build a computer and just do a basic, you know, how to build a computer video? Because oddly enough, with all the videos that I have done, I have never done a how to build a computer video. And I probably should. But thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.